Hello everyone, happy Sunday. I'm currently home alone, which means that I thought I would spend some time with you guys, running through some inner thoughts and things, having a little bit of a chat. I'm currently crocheting as well. I'll show you that in a second. Let's do a little fit check, if I can. We got these really cool shorts the other day in the charity shop for like £2. Of course you can't see it. And they're like, I don't know what I'm saying, but they got this cool stripe on one side, and then these. I like them a lot. And then I got this shirt from my roommate. Super cute. So there's the fit check. We have, been on a bit of a crochet buzz again. We made some trousers. Check out the TikTok to have a look at those. Like, I'm pretty proud of them, not gonna lie. Took ages, but because we got this cool new tool, actually got the tool right here. We got this cool new rotary tool, and it makes little holes, so I can essentially crochet into anything. Now, if I wanted to, I could just go like along the side of this. I could go on my shorts. I could and make whatever I want now. Like, we also stretched out the loose fabric. You can see here, like, this was some of the excess fabric that was from the trousers. You can even see the line that I drew on it as like a marker. And if you just stretch it, it becomes like a yarn in a way. So I like tied them all together, crocheted them into a little test strand. It's quite stiff, but I think that's a crazy thing, that you can just cut strips of fabric and essentially make your own yarn. I'm pretty impressed with that, not gonna lie. So like, I might end up finding an old t-shirt that I don't want anymore and see if I can make a bunch of strips with it and make some yarn to make something out of. But I got this yarn from Wilko. It was like super cheap, and like, it's Wilko, and I thought, oh, it's not gonna be the best, you know, like we've gotten yarn from B&M before, and hang on, oh, chunky boy. We got this yarn for our shark we made from B&M, and it's really cute. We love him. He's very sweet, but he's also really like tough to try and snug with because he molts fluff from the yarn. Like, I kept getting fluff in my eyes the whole time I was making him. You can kind of see it, like, no, that didn't help. Oh yeah, you can see it in the dark. Look, there's just fluff that comes off of the yarn, and I thought, this might be the same, it might be similar, but we'll try it because it's soft and it's a cute colour. So but it didn't, thankfully. So I made this little I'm covered in fluff now, oh my god. I made this little crochet pillowcase cover. There's just a pillow under here. I didn't even take the cover that was on it off. I just shoved the whole thing in here, and just made a big rectangle, sewed the edges together. But it's like super soft and cozy, and I love the colour of it. So I'm going to crochet a little flower to go on it, and I think I'm going to crochet a little, try and make a 2D bee to go on it as well. See if we can figure that out. But it's super cozy. It was really cheap as well. So that, and so I got some more today. It's like a pretty chunky ball of wool as well, so you know, you get a lot in it, you know. Like, I did double crochet here to like have it not be so tight knit, and hopefully not use so much, but I use basically the whole ball on this. And then with the scraps, I made a little tester, seeing if I could figure out this kind of like box stitch. I don't know what it's called, like a waffle stitch or a box, I don't know, but see if I could figure that out. Figured it out, and so now I am currently making a big blanket with this cool stitch in it, you know. And it's thick enough of a wool that I think it will still be a pretty cozy blanket, even though it's got these big holes in it. It's very much inspired by the one that's in the background of the Smosh videos, the Reddit stories, Smosh Reddit stories video. They've got a big chunky knit blanket, and I think it's just knitted or crocheted like a normal pattern, but because the wool itself is so chunky, it's probably like hand knitted or arm knitted. But yeah, so I got my biggest chunky hook, and we're just gonna be crocheting while we're chatting. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I always, when it's this big, like I'm a pen hold crocheter, you know, like you do it more like this, you know, like a pen. Whereas for some reason, the bigger the hook gets, the more I find myself going to like I think they call it like the knife hold, where you hold the whole thing. So please excuse my stupid way of holding it while I'm doing it. I'm just gonna be doing it while I'm sat here because it's pretty just mind numbing. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, how are you? How are you doing? We are doing okay-ish. Had a very spacey few days. I think I'm coming down with something. I can't quite tell, but like I keep getting headaches and heartburn and things like that, and I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to get ill. Ew, that. But what can you do, I guess? But yeah, I wanted to just come and talk a little bit today about some things. Guess it's partially in the title. Oh. Yeah, I wanted to just talk a little bit today about like toxic mindsets. And whether, because it's something that's been affecting me quite a bit lately, whether I am experiencing actual toxic behavior or my own toxic mindset is shifting what I'm seeing or experiencing into something toxic. Do you know what I mean? Like presumptions, you know, like I can't tell half the time, you know, something will happen, and whether it's my brain going, that's fucked up, that's like, that's someone trying to fuck you over, or that's someone trying to be horrible to you, or whatever, like having like any sort of toxic thought, or if it's actual toxic behavior. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but it's like I feel like I've been somewhat like gaslighting myself, in like not fully knowing which way certain things sit, you know. Yeah, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I guess this is, I'd need more therapy and stuff to figure out specifically what the answers are, but you know, just in every day-to-day life, you know, like how do people figure that sort of shit out? Like, what is it, me, or is it them actually being an asshole, you know? And I don't want to be that type of person that's like, hey, am I the asshole for getting pissed off at this, you know? It's like, and from what I've learned anyway, like listening to Reddit stories, we love listening to the Reddit stories, especially the Smosh ones, is that like you're never an asshole for having feelings, you know, like you have reacted in that way for whatever reason, and that is okay, you know, like to be upset or annoyed about something is totally fine, but it's when how you then act, you know, like having feelings is not the problem in this scenario. It's how you act on it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I feel okay for having those feelings. Um, you know, like like a big example that I've seen a lot of people talk about is a certain someone has a similar name on YouTube now to me, and half of my brain is like, it's just a name. You can't really control what other people want to name themselves, especially in the system and DID world. You know, everybody is so and so, the so and so system or whatever. You know, you can claim a name, but then the other half of my brain is like, that's a dig. That's a purposeful, bitchy dig, you know? And it's like, you can never know what is right, I guess, unless you actually speak to the person and be like, yo, what was your intentions here? Were you trying to fuck me over or upset me, or was this a bitchy move? Or was it like an accident, you know? Um, yeah, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's hard to judge scenarios. And it's hard when it's like all the time. I've found that I get them a lot with my roommate. I've expressed things about my roommate, and I'm not gonna go on a little bitch and tirade, you know, because it's not about her. It's about how it affects me and how it makes me feel and things like that. But there's just certain things that will happen or that she will do, and half of my brain is like, that's perfectly fine. But then with everything that's happened between us and everything that she does do, it's like the other half of my brain is like, that's a dig. That's purposeful or that's manipulative or whatever, you know, and it really I don't know anymore. like um an example that I may sound like a bit of a boomer here is I really am not a fan of this new trend that's happening called bed rotting, as people are calling it. And you could come at me and be like, oh, boomer, tell me if I am being a boomer, but I don't know, it feels kind of like um the depressed girls on Tumblr back in the day. Like, it kind of feels like you're trivializing a mental illness, or trivializing a symptom of severe mental illness. You know, like the stimming. You know, when people say, "Oh, I'm stimming," when they're not, or I'm so OCD. It kind of feels like the same vein as that. You know, these teenagers who are clearly experiencing very high signs of depression or um, you know, like anxiety or whatever, you know, that's causing them to hide away in bed, but they're calling it bed rotting now, and it's this cool, quirky, oh, I'm bed rotting, you know, oh, sorry, can't come out, I'm too busy bed rotting, and it's like, that's a serious sign of concern to me, you know, if I had a teenager right now, if I had a kid and they were like, "Oh, I can't, mom, I'm bed rotting," I'd be like, "Bro, do you need to see a therapist? Like, what can I do to help you? This is not like, it's not like, oh, sorry, I can't, I'm taking a shower, or I can't, I'm brushing my teeth." You know, it's, they say it like it's a needed thing, you know, that it's that something like that they can't not do it, you know, that it's on the schedule and it needs to be done, you know, whereas it's like that's a, it feels like a very clear sign of something up, and it shouldn't be kind of trivialized into this new quirky trend. um I may be way out of line, and it may be that the Gen Z's are figuring out how to express their depression symptoms in a better way, but yeah, the boomer in me is like, that's not great, you know? Like, there was a phase, I lived through that phase on Tumblr where self harm was kind of cool and kind of quirky and trendy, and you'd see these graphic photos of people carving words into their arms and um, like doing some very serious self harm. And it was just like, no, I'm just an ooh girl. I'm just a quirky girl. I'm a sad girl. No, I'm just Tumblr. It's the aesthetic on Tumblr. And it's like, no, that's self harm. That's quite serious, you know, and it shouldn't ever be trivialized to just a quirky, trendy thing. Um, and that's kind of how I feel about bed rotting, and that's why I've been getting a lot from my roommate lately. And I do come at it with an angle of care. I'm like, if you need something, then like I'm here for you. But I don't like how it's I'm bed rotting. Sorry, I just need to bed rot for a little bit. Eh. You know, like, and I get quite annoyed at it, I think, because of living through that Tumblr era, and also as somebody who's never had mental health taken seriously, never had somebody to come along and be like, I'm here for you, what do you actually need, you know, rather than rather than just putting a band-aid on it and be like, oh, no, it's fine, don't worry about it, it's quirky. Like, no, that's serious. What's up, you know? And I feel like I get that a lot with my roommate. I'm obviously not going to share her details, but I have spoken in the past about how she'll just come out with the most random of things and be like, "Yeah, I think I'm this now." And it's like, "Whoa, this is not a happy, smirk, smiley thing. If you're serious and you genuinely think that, why are you laughing? Why are you smiling?" But now I'm like, am I the asshole for thinking that way? You know, like, am I the asshole for just not letting her bed rot or um, calling her out when these things upset me or annoy me? You know, like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that will happen, and I think a lot of it is me being an asshole. I think I've gotten to the point of being so triggered and irritated by larger things that little things are starting to irritate me and grind my gears in a way. Like, I definitely have misophonia, like, very badly. If there's any form of repeating sound, then I kind of lose my shit. I get so irrationally angry so quickly. Um, and she loves to just scratch that itch. She loves to just set it off, you know. And then I'm always like, oh god, I'm the fucking asshole for snapping. But then I have expressed to her in a calm way that it drives me insane. But then again, I think I probably am being an asshole because, like, maybe it's something she can't help, or maybe it's I'm just being too, like, fussy. Really sounded like the door open then. But yeah, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I feel like I'm digging myself into a hole. Please don't view me as a bad person. I just wanted to talk about it because, like, I think there's a lot of toxicity online, and you know, we're bred online now to um, to get mad at stuff. You know, there's lots of like rage bait. Um, we we're kind of bred to bitch and like fake claim and all this sort of stuff. And I wonder if it's started to like change me as a person, if I'm the asshole or if my annoyances are justified. And like, I don't think unless I literally sat here and spilt it all out, would someone be able to tell me yes you are or no you're not? Because like I said, I feel like there's nuance to it. Sometimes it is me, sometimes it's not me. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't know. Either way, I know that it's not the bestest of situations to be in, you know, living in constant annoyance or constant in your head, you know, like she'll do the smallest of things and sometimes my brain is like that's a dig. That's purposefully trying to get at you. Um and like I hated those girls in school who'd be like, "You're copying me. You can't have the white gold hoop earrings. That's my thing." But then she will so blatantly copy me that it's like she's not subtle with it, you know. It's not like I'm going around and being like, "No, you can't have that. That's mine." Like I'm not doing that, but I'm noticing a pattern of when things happen. Um like I went and bought a vest top the other day and she bought the exact same one but a different color. Um you know, it's like even down to like I'll pick up a drink and she'll buy the exact same drink, and then I'll pick up a snack and she'll buy the exact same snack. Um, you know, like it's like yeah. And again, like am I being an asshole? Is she not allowed to have these snacks because I picked them up first, or is it because of the noticed pattern that over time her picking up just something so small as a drink is now triggering me because it was so big with like the tattoos and um the switch and everything else, you know? This is what my head's doing at the moment. It's a lot. But on a separate note, I am likely moving out soon. Um yeah, I'm hoping to move in with Casey because it's been a minute and they are away again and it just sucks. They've kind of been homeless for the past 2 years, and that's not great when you're studying and stuff. And I was quite afraid to move away from my hometown, but now I kind of feel like I'm ready for it. I'm kind of ready for the change. I'm ready for the new experience, you know, get away from any toxicity that is here, you know. Um but yeah, I hope you're all having a wonderful um day, weekend. I hope it's getting a bit warmer because it's warm today again. It's been rainy for the past couple days, so I'm glad that it's warm again today. Yeah, I did some more rows while we were chatting. I'm gonna have a nice net blanket once I'm done. Um, but yeah, I wanted to say big thank you to all my members and all my Patreons. Um, I will be doing a Patreon video around the 1st of the month. As usual, thank you for all your support. You mean the world to me. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one.